Al Gore may not have invented the internet, but you can thank the United States military for it. That's right, you can thank the US government for Tinder. The US government helped create the internet. Here's how. 1957, 10 years into the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. The battleground was technological superiority, and Americans had the upper hand. That is, until the Soviets launched the Sputnik 1 satellite. In response, the military created the Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA, to develop new military technology and put America back on top. The US military was worried a nuclear first strike from the Soviets might wipe out their communication system, leaving the US unable to respond. So they set out to create a protected emergency system. They established computer research centers at leading scientific universities. But computer scientists needed to connect these geographically separate systems so that they could share research and information. In 1966, the ARPANET program, headed by Larry Roberts, began work. On October 29, 1969, the first message was sent across the ARPANET from UCLA to Stanford. UCLA student Charlie Klein started typing login and typed LO before the system crashed. In 1970, the Network Control Program was released. The network expanded from 10 smaller computer networks, or nodes, in December 1970 to 15 nodes 4 months later. By 1972, there were 19 nodes linked together on ARPANET, but it still wasn't used all that much. Each host computer essentially spoke a different language, and most users only knew the language of their own host. ARPANET needed a way for the computers to talk to each other. So scientists began meeting to discuss both technical and philosophical aspects of the network, and formed the Network Working Group. In late 1971, the first user-to-user email was sent and mailing lists spread across the network. By 1973, email accounted for 75% of traffic on ARPANET. Meanwhile, other networks were being built around the world, but they had no way to talk to each other. So in 1974, Robert Kahn and Vince Cerf presented the Transmission Control Protocol/Internet Protocol, or TCP/IP, which acts kind of like a handshake that introduces distant computers to each other, and it makes today's internet possible. But the internet of 1974 still wasn't something just anyone could use, until Tim Berners-Lee created the World Wide Web in 1989. So, while Al Gore may have been the first politician to really support and promote awareness for the internet, its invention came long before, and it would not have been possible without the pioneering researchers and hackers who knew computer networks could do more than launch a counter-strike.